Welcome back to thebrokenstove.com. Thank you for watching. We had a wonderful day yesterday at Bonita Bay with the Bay Gang. Our guest chef from a couple weeks ago, Grayson, had a birthday and we had a little party. It's always good to get together with family and friends to celebrate. And it was a wonderful time. Thank you very much for everybody that showed up. We had a great day. Now we're going to get back down to some cooking. So we hope you enjoyed today's show. Stay tuned. It's coming up right here, thebrokenstove.com.
Alright, we're going to do chicken yakitori this afternoon to go with our little Asian spread that we're going to do. I'm going to start with the chicken and the marinade for the yakitori. I was fortunate enough to live in Japan, Okinawa, for 7 years, and I learned a lot of the cuisine, and it's very good. I was never professionally taught how to make anything, but just from what I know and how it tasted, I could figure things out. Chicken yakitori is basically chicken grilled on a stick, marinated chicken grilled on a stick. You really need to use chicken thigh meat, boneless, skinless chicken thigh meat. It has the best flavor and the moisture. Some people call for chicken breast, but I've never had it as chicken breast meat in Japan. It's always been chicken thigh meat. I'm going to start with the marinade. I'm going to use some actual store-bought soy sauce based marinade. This has a citrus hint to it, which makes it brighter and fresh. I'm going to use some minced garlic. For some reason, garlic right now in our area is very expensive. I don't know why, but instead of buying the heads of garlic, which are like 80 cents a piece, which would probably take 4 heads of garlic to fill this jar of freshly minced garlic in olive oil, this was only $2.25, so this was the way to go for me today. I'm going to use some fresh ginger root. I'm going to take a vegetable peeler and just peel off the paper. It comes right off. Ginger is also very expensive. This is like $5.99 a pound, and if you don't know this, but the ginger comes in these big hand-shaped pieces, and you don't have to buy that whole thing. Break off what you need. I just need this little bit that cost me 50 cents. And I'm going to finely shred and chop some fresh green onion, ginger, minced garlic. And this is going to be my marinade for my chicken thigh meat. And then once that's all ready, it's going to be put on skewers that have been soaking in water all day long. You'll need to do this so that your skewers that are sticking out of your meat don't burn on the grill. So anyway, let me get that started. I'll show you how to do this, and we'll get this going. On the green onions, just cut off the tips with the root on it. I'm going to use the whole green onion. I have learned that I like to diagonally slice these green onions. It gets more of a shaved effect, and I just think it releases a lot more of the flavor. It's mostly just it's really like shaved green onions. It's real fine and real thin. That's going to go in the marinade. Just diagonally shave it. It actually works like that. So once I get all that in, I've peeled off some of the paper of the ginger, fresh to what I'm going to use. I'm going to grate all this whole part. Then I'm going to save the rest of this for another dish. So here's the soy sauce marinade. Yeah, and it was store-bought, but that's all good. About a tablespoon of this finely minced garlic in olive oil. And I like the olive oil idea. It gives a lot of moisture to the marinating chicken. Finely shaved green onion. And that was 2 of those. It's paper thin. I like it that way. Paper thin. It's going to be a nice marinade. And it sticks to the chicken while it's cooking. It's not big enough chunks where it's going to fall off. You want it to stick to the chicken. And I'm going to just shave this into there, or grate this into there. The fresh ginger. Only down to what I peeled. You don't need a lot of ginger. Ginger's strong, but you need the nice flavor, so. Oh yeah, I can smell that. Alright. This is my marinade. I'm going to cut my chicken up into pieces that are going to fit on my skewer. Then we're going to let it marinate for maybe an hour or so in a Ziploc bag, and show you how we put it on the skewers and put it in the grill. Alright, I've got my chicken marinating. I'm going to let that sit for just a little bit longer. Room temperature, you want to actually grill meat when it reaches room temperature because you don't want it so cold that the meat constricts and make it tough. It's going to be nice and tender for our yakitori, chicken yakitori on the grill. While that's marinating, I am going to prepare my vegetables for the vegetable tempura. Tempura is just a really light, fluffy batter, crispy batter. I'm going to use zucchini, carrots, and onions and give it a julienne cut. Then I'll make the batter and actually make little patties out of all these vegetables and deep fry them into little, almost like apple fritter sized patties, but it's made out of vegetables. These are sold a lot in Japan at food cart vendors, and they're really, really, really good. Almost like eating an onion ring, but it's got lots of healthy vegetables in it. So that's what I'm going to prepare this. Get all these vegetables cut up, I'll make the batter, and in the meantime we'll skewer the meat, get my fry oil ready, and we'll have a little bit of Asian food. Okay. Alright, I've already done the carrots. Actually, I cheated a little bit on the carrots. I bought them already cut this way from the store. They're French cut or matchstick cut. It's just easier to do it. They're cheap enough to do it that way. I'm going to do my own zucchini cuts, so just square off your vegetable on all sides. Just square it off. It makes it easier to cut, safer to cut. So now I have a block. So you're going to just do really thin slices this way. And then stack all those slices back up together. Put them in a nice stack, and then you're going to go the same direction again. And you'll have nice little julienne cut. About 2 inches long. Go back over it the other way, the other direction. I'll cut those up in a second. That's a real nice cut. You can do that with all your onions and your carrots, and I'm going to finish up the rest of the zucchini and the onions, toss it all together, and I'm going to get my tempura batter mixed up. I've got my onion, and actually onions are very easy to julienne because just cut it and slice them the very long way. The onion already has the layers, so when you slice it very thinly like this, it's already a julienne chop or a julienne cut. I always use Vidalia onions pretty much in all things that I make. They're just sweet. They go good with everything that you make. People that say they don't like onions are crazy. They've never had a Vidalia onion. They're plentiful around where we live. They're from Georgia. So that's what I use on pretty much a regular basis. Alright, I've skewered up all the marinated chicken thigh meat. It's cut down into semi-bite-sized pieces, and you want to try and fill up the whole skewer as much as you can. When we grill this, we're going to try and keep the end handle pieces out of the direct heat and the direct fire. Although they've been soaking in water, they shouldn't burn. I like the way the shaved green onions sticks to the meat. If you slice it in big chunks, it would not stick to the meat. It's going to cook like that. Once these are done, because it's been marinated, then after they're done, we're going to glaze them with a sweeter yakitori sauce. You don't want to do that to marinate because then your sauce will burn before the meat's cooked. So off we go to the grill. My vegetables are ready for the batter. Beautiful. Smells insanely good. And we're going to make up the tempura batter. I'm going to mix it in it, and then I'm going to deep fry these nice little patty size little vegetable tempura.
You know how to spell good.
Hello, how are you? How old is your baby now?
Alright, so we're getting ready to put our yakitori chicken skewers on the grill. When I did live in Okinawa, I worked with a bunch of Okinawan nationals at my job. I had a really good job there. We worked in electronics. We sold stereo equipment, TVs. Of course, it's Japan, probably the most producing country in the world of electronics. State-of-the-art, high-tech electronics. Anyway, we had a big cookout one day with all the employees and the Japanese people cooked. A trick that they showed me was when they're cooking, they sprinkle garlic powder on their coals so that everyone around them wonder, what is that wonderful smell coming from? And a trick is, like in the food cart business and the festival, little festival booths that people sell food, trying to make money, they do the same thing, and it makes everybody wonder where that smell's coming from, and it draws them to their food tent. And that's all it is. Garlic powder on the coals, and your neighbors will come running. So maybe we'll not do this right now. No, I'm just saying. So anyway, garlic powder on the coals. It's going to fly up a little bit, but you would not believe how wonderful a smell that is going through your yard when you're cooking.
Oh, hey, I was just sitting here getting caught up on local events here in the Panama City, Bay County area with my Bay Bullet. If you're planning on coming to our area or already here, pick up a Bay Bullet. It has all the local events, everything that's going on, who's doing what. It's got a Sudoku puzzle, funny articles, entertaining articles, and some national articles. Anyway, be sure to pick up your copy of the Bay Bullet. I'm going to go back and finish my little article I was reading.
Glaze and turn, glaze and turn.
Okay, we have some teriyaki sesame seed glaze. We're just going to lightly glaze since our chicken's almost done. You don't want to overdo it. Just start to get a little good color to it. Oh, by the way, the neighbors came down here a few minutes ago because they smelled that garlic. I said, it's not ready, go home. So we're just going to kind of do that right there. Got some good color to it. This is going to be a very nice addition to it.
He's a valuable chicken fell down.
So,
We donated one to the grill gods.
and it doesn't need to be turned.
Nope,
Okay.
not yet. Anyway, we'll keep adding this, turning it, and adding it slowly and lightly to it,
One more time.
just to finish. It's a very nice complement to the chicken to go with what else is going on inside.
You're
What is that, honey? What do you put on there?
huh?
What are you putting on there?
Teriyaki sesame glaze. It's gonna finish off the yakitori. Chicken's done. It's moist. It's tender. It's juicy. It's done on both sides. Glaze it up real quick. Then take it off the heat, and it's good to go. You don't want to glaze it too far in advance because you're gonna burn that glaze. It's got a lot of sugar in it. Teriyaki sauce is basically sweetened soy sauce. Douse it all up. We got sesame seeds in there. That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh yeah, there you go. Hey.
Got your stick stuck.
Go away, neighbors. Oh, that's perfect. Alright, we're going to take this off the grill. Alright, chicken's resting. Chicken yakitori is resting. Hot off the grill. Covered it with aluminum, let it sit there for just a few minutes. I'm going to mix up my tempura batter for the vegetables. Now the vegetables have been julienned and all seasoned up with just garlic powder and freshly ground black pepper. The reason I don't put any salt on this right now is because I don't want the salt to start drawing out the water and the moisture of the vegetables. We'll salt it when it's done frying with the batter. Alright, so that's going to be good to go. I just store-bought tempura mix. You can make it yourself, but you need rice flour and seltzer water and eggs, and you can just buy the mix right off the shelf, easy to do. You just need to put 1 1/3 cup of ice cold water. It has to be ice cold, very important. Okay, ice cold. I even see one tiny little chunk of ice floating around still in there. 1 1/3 cups. I'm going to sprinkle the mixture over, and as you sprinkle it, you're going to start whisking. Just sprinkle it and whisk. You don't want to over mix it or overbeat it. When the finished product is going to be lumpy, but you don't want any big chunks of batter. Okay? You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to underdo it. So, I'll get this ready. Oh yeah, you just want to break up all the big chunks. Other than that, it's going to be pretty lumpy. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then once this batter is mixed together thoroughly, you throw in 1 ice cube to keep it cool. Oh yeah. And then you can start using it to batter up your vegetables. I'm using an induction cooktop because I want to precisely have the exact degrees of a frying oil temperature that is required. It's 350. This particular unit gives you exactly the temperature you need. Important in deep frying certain things. Once that's ready, I'm going to pour this batter into this vegetable mixture, and then I'm going to scoop it out little, like I said before, maybe like an apple fritter size, like there. It's flat, not so much like a pancake flat, more like a fritter. It's going to be covered in batter. Slide it off into the oil. There you go. So, I poured the batter in with the julienne vegetables. Toss it all around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop up a patty size. I did a trial run on this one. This is what it's supposed to look like. I never made these before, but this is what I remember, and this is what I had when I was living in Japan. This is exactly how it turns out. It smells like a carnival in here. It smells like a festival in here. You can smell the onions and the garlic and the, oh goodness. It's almost like having onion rings, but it's all vegetables, and it's very good, yummy. So I'm going to put together a patty size, or I have a strainer, slotted spoon, excuse me. Fill up your slotted spoon. It's a flat slotted spoon, size of a, I don't know. Let the batter go through the bottom. Scoop it off perfectly in the oil, in the fry oil, 350 degrees. Get another one. Don't touch it until it's perfectly done on one side. Takes a few minutes, maybe 4 minutes or so. Let it sit there. Alright, let that sit, let that fry. I'll come back and flip them in a minute. Perfectly 350 degrees oil. When they come out of the oil, grate some sea salt across the top of it. Very yummy. This is exactly what I remember. I'm getting ready to take the last vegetable tempura out of the oil. Everything's ready to go. We got the chicken ready to go. We're going to plate it up here in a minute. I believe these are done. Nice and golden brown on each side. I think you cook about, it takes a little while to cook these, but that's very beautiful right there. Put them in this little drain thing. Drain off the oil, season it with salt. Ready to go. Alright, here we have it all plated up. Chicken yakitori. Freshly deep fried vegetable tempura with some dipping sauce. And I made some jasmine rice in my beautiful rice cooker. Turns out perfect every time. And you can store it in your rice cooker for 2 or 3 days. Heat it up nicely every day, warm, ready to serve. There you go. Beautiful.
Oh yeah. We'll be right back. This is very good. Y'all stay tuned.
Okay, so that was our take on pretty much Japanese street fair food. Basically, yakitori just means grilled meat, marinated meat on a stick, on a skewer, handheld. Tempura vegetables are handheld. I didn't say Mexican food. Anyway, that's our take on Japanese street fair food. There's all kinds of wonderful cuisine in Okinawa, Japan. Japanese food is wonderful. There's all kinds of more dishes I can share with you that I learned while I was over there. And always remember, it's better than a restaurant.
We want to thank you for watching another episode of The Broken Stove. We hope you enjoyed it. It's very, very tasty. We hope you find it entertaining and enjoyable. And always remember,
Better than a restaurant.
of course, Skipper and Lucy say bye-bye. Thanks again.